Hello everyone, welcome back to XyberNeo. So today we are gonna make our first video related to PHP. So this time we are gonna teach you how to make a Instamojo payment gateway with PHP. So many users have requested for the same. So let's not waste time and get started. We'll first go to Instamojo docs. Okay. We'll be using the post method in this. Yeah, this one, payment request post method PHP, and I'll copy this entire thing. Okay. And I'll be using a live server. You can use localhost as well. So I'll go to public HTML and I have already created a folder called Instamojo Gateway. Yeah, I'll create two files in this. One will be the index.php file where our code will run, and the other will be the response.php file. Okay, so let's edit our index.php file now. So I'll just paste it over here. I'll initialize the session. Okay, so this is how you initialize a session. And alright, so this is currently set to www.instamojo.com/api and dot dot. So since we are using it on test mode, we'll write it test instead of www. If you are using it on live mode, you can change it again. Okay, so now I don't need the docs. I need to go on test.instamojo.com to get a test API and auth key. Yeah, I'll go to API and plugin. I'll just copy this and I'll paste it over here. And I'll copy this auth token and I'll paste it on auth token. Okay, so no point of copying this from the video. This will be set after the video. Okay, so now this is set up. So first we'll try to just print and see if the JSON is coming right or not. So I'll just save the changes and I'll copy the path from here. Copy, and I'll go to XyberNeo.com and I'll paste this path. Okay, I need to put a slash over here. Let's see if it is printing the JSON or not. Okay, so as you can see, this is giving us a JSON where the payment request is having all the parameters. So we'll have to extract everything from here. Okay, so let's get started. So since we are using the post method, we'll pass all the data in the URL. We'll be making all this dynamic. I actually don't need the webhook thing. We'll be making all this dynamic instead of the redirect URL. Okay, that will be constant. So we'll be using the post request method. That means that all the parameters will be passed in the URL itself and we have to fetch it from the URL to the codes. Okay, so it's pretty easy. So let me 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, 9. I don't need this one. I have a fixed place for this. I mean a fixed URL, cyberneo.com/ I'll just paste that over here, Instamojo, and this will be response.php. Okay, yeah, so we need 6 tags for this. I mean 6 variables. So I'll create a purpose variable, and to get the data from the URL, this is the way. You say $_get get caps and brackets quotes. This is the parameter where the data is stored. Okay, so how we write it is, we'll just give the parameter for say PURPUSC. So this is my parameter. Okay, so since I need 8 variables, I'll copy it 8 times. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, yeah. The next is amount. So I'll give it an amount tag, and the parameter will also be amount. Now comes the phone. So I'll say $phone, and again this will be phone. Then the buyer name, so let me name it $buyer, and this will be buyer. Okay, now coming to the redirect URL will be same, send email. I'll name it send_email, and I'll pass it the same way in the URL itself, so it will be send underscore email. Then is the send message, so I'll write it SMS and SMS and email now. So I'll just copy this, and I'll just paste it over here, and I'll pass it with the same name. Okay, so now is the allowed repeated payment, so I'll maybe call this allowance and ALLOWANC again here. Okay, so we are done with getting the values from the URL. Now we have to make it all dynamic, so we'll actually have to erase this fixed value, and instead we have to pass the variable in this. Okay, so I deleted a comma by mistake, so this will be dollar amount, this will be dollar phone, then comes the dollar buyer name, so it was dollar buyer only. Okay, send email, then will be the SMS tag, and then email variable. Okay, I'll just erase this all, and okay, allow repeated payments, this will be the allowance variable. Okay, so we are done with this. Okay, now let's just create a sample URL for our use. Okay, so I'll just comment it out. So the URL will be this way. Okay, so we start with https://www.cyberneo.com /Instamojo gateway /index.php, the file name. I'll add a question mark, purpose. So let me name it YT test. Okay, I'll use the and tag now, I mean the and sign, and this will be amount equal to, let's say I want to process 20 rupees in amount, again the and sign, and phone number, I'll write my helpline number, then comes the buyer tag, so dollar buyer equal to, let me name XyberNeo. Then again this is the send email thing, so this will be true or false. Okay, so let me set it to false, I don't want to send an email to my buyer. Then comes the SMS, this will also be false, I don't even want to send an SMS. Then comes the email of the buyer, so I'll just write and email, this will be say admin@cyberneo.com for instance. And then comes the allowance, so this will be dollar allowance equal to 2. So allowance is basically if you want to allow repeated payments, say if the payment has failed, the user can retry the payment or not. I'll just save these changes and I'll hit this URL. Okay, CyberNeo amount, purpose, status pending, send SMS false, SMS status null. Okay, so we can see that the email is coming null, rest everything is fine, it's taking name and everything. Let's check why is it coming null. This is email, where was the email thing? Yeah, email, this should not come null. Okay, no, yeah, I've added a dollar over here. I'll save it again and I have to remove that dollar from here as well. Oh no, I'll copy this URL, and actually I've added a dollar over here as well. Copy, let's process this. Okay, see, email is there, everything is there. So as you can see, this is all in JSON, and there's something called as the long URL. Okay, so this is what it has given me in the long URL. So I actually need to redirect the user to this long URL for payment. Okay, So now we'll be doing some specific things over here. So first of all, it was in JSON. So I'll just decode this JSON. So I'll say $response equal to JSON underscore decode, and I want to decode this response variable itself. Yeah, so this will decode this JSON. So once we have decoded this JSON, we'll take out some data from it and then we'll use the header function. Okay, so to take out the data, first let me set some session variables. Okay, so this will be $_scsion brackets colon, and let's say my session variable is trans id. I'll redirect the user to the this page, response page. So I'll just have this session thing over there. So I actually want to transport it. So this will be dollar and $response, and now PO. Now I'll just extract it from the JSON. So the main JSON is payment request. So now okay, and under payment request I want the transaction ID, which is on the name of ID. So I'll copy this and I'll paste it over here, and yeah, okay. So I've set the transaction ID. I'll need an amount as well. You can set it for as many variables as you want. Okay, so yeah, amount will be okay. Let's check email amount. This is on the amount tag itself. So I'll say this is the amount. Okay, so now we'll use the header function. So how we'll use the header function is this way. We'll write header brackets double quotes location. This is where we'll define the location where it wants to take us. Okay, yeah, so location, and now I'll say dot response dollar, I missed the dollar, so dot response. And now again I have to extract it from the JSON. So let me just copy this thing. I'll copy it and I'll paste it here. And payment request was the main JSON, and now the okay, it's here. So this is the long URL. So I'll just go to, I'll paste this long URL thing here. Okay, yeah, so this is how, and I'll just end it. Let me just delete it. I don't want it. Okay, so this should now take us to a long URL and give us two session variables. I think it should work fine, most likely. I expect it to. Let's see. Okay, yeah, see, we have on the YT test. That was the purpose. You are paying to me because this is my account. Amount is 20 as we have set. We'll try to pay as well. So this is a dummy card detail that you can instantly get from Instamojo's website. Okay, so I'll be using that. This is redirecting, and the dummy password is 1221. Not now. Okay, so this says payment successful. It should now take us to that URL. Okay, see, it has taken us to the URL, and yeah, response.php. So we have almost done now. Index.php is complete. Now we'll go to response.php. We have to do a small work in response.php. So we'll first open the PHP. Yeah, okay. We'll initiate the session underscore start. Okay, so now we want to get that session values from, wait a second. We want to get the session values from this site. So this is trans ID. Where is that page? Okay, yeah. So maybe I'll make a variable transaction equal to dollar underscore, not hash, it's dollar. Shit. Yeah. and I'll paste it over here. Yeah, it's done. Okay, and I want to get the amount as well. Dollar amount. I made a typo. So this will be the amount variable. I've set it to amount. I'll just copy it. Okay. Yeah, so now I'll use the echo function and I'll echo these values. You can actually use your CSS and HTML to enhance this page. So this will be payment successful. I'll use a BR to break this so, and I'll say ID equal to this variable. I'll just copy it and then I'll again break this and I'll say amount equal to this variable. Okay, so that's all. Let's try it again. Where is the index file? I'll just copy this URL again. Copy. Payment successful. It should now take us to that page. Okay, you see this has given us a transaction ID and amount, and if you see it from this was the payment ID. Oh, I skipped it now. Any way to get it? No. Okay, so if you will compare it, I think I have it now. Yeah, payment status credit, payment ID. If you see 9E3833 and that. Okay, and amount. So this has given us the ID and amount. You can actually use the get method that we have used here to extract this from the URL also and then match it if you wish to. Okay, so this was the tutorial. So we learned to integrate Instamojo payment gateway with dynamic functions. Dynamic as in all the fields are dynamic. So if you liked it, do share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon. Coming up next, we'll learn how to integrate this payment gateway into Cordula using WebViewer and take payments from the app. Thanks a lot for watching.